Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute. I know I missed basically all of my uploads last week because life has been crazy. I basically started a new job and also made the decision to migrate my blog website from Blogger to WordPress. Now it's a self-hosted website. So between those two things, my brain in the last week has basically been completely consumed by learning a whole bunch of new stuff. So I appreciate your patience and sticking with me. But today we are back with an update on my project pan for 2018. So at the beginning of this year, I picked out 18 products that I wanted to try to finish or hit pan on by the end of the year. About 3 months ago, I did like a little mini update during one of my empties videos, but this is like the first official update video that I'm filming. And as you're about to find out, I've not been super successful at really finishing things at this point in the year. I'm hoping in the next 6 months we can make some more progress. But if you would like to see more of how my project pan is going, keep on watching. So why don't we start out with the one product that I've actually finished so far. That is this Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Brow Pencil. This is actually the second one of these I've ever gone through. It's one of my favorite brow pencils, although at the time that I fell in love with this, there weren't as many microfine brow options at the drugstore, so it's kind of hard to justify repurchasing this at some point in the future, but I do really like this brow pencil. It's a nice color. I use the shade Rich Brown, and it's not too warm, it's not too ashy, it looks really natural in your eyebrows, and it lasts a really long time. So this was not very hard for me to pan because in general I feel like there's less product in this style of brow pencil. I used it fairly regularly, so I was able to finish this guy up no problem. On the flip side, this guy here from Winky is the brow pencil that will not die, and honestly the logo, as you can see on it, is completely rubbing off. It's looking a little worse for the wear, but it's still going strong product-wise. Now I have used this a lot, like several times a week for months and months and months and months, and I feel like there's still a ton of product left. So this is exactly how much I currently have. It's like maybe just more than half an inch worth of product, which I feel like will last a while because a little goes a long way with this. It's a much thicker pencil than the Tarte one, but this is a really nice brow pencil. It's supposed to be universally flattering. It's what I'm wearing in my eyebrows today. It's also very affordable, so I do really like this. And given the fact that it's lasted so long, if you're looking for a good value, a brow product you won't have to repurchase like more than once a year, maybe this is a good option for you. And apparently I wanted to make this project pan super difficult for myself because I picked yet a third brow product to try to pan this year. Mainly because it was old and I didn't want to throw it away and I wanted to try to get as much use out of it as possible, and I really like it a lot. So this is the Peak Expresso Brow Powder, not espresso, Expresso, like express eyebrows. It's basically a little brow powder duo that has a darker and a lighter shade. I do believe there are other shade varieties of this available, so you can get it for blonde hair or for auburn hair. This is, I think, the one for dark brown hair. And I love this. I think it looks really natural in your eyebrows. It fills them in very softly. It wears really, really well. So I really, really like this. But I have not yet hit pan on either shade. As you can see, there's a pretty significant well in each of them. Like, I've definitely made a dent, but I get the feeling that the pans themselves are pretty deep. I honestly don't know how deep they go because the packaging itself is pretty deep, but I'm sure the pans don't go all the way to the bottom. So I really have no idea how close I am to hitting pan on either of these shades. I've been using this a lot lately and it's reminded me how much I love it, but yeah, I definitely feel like hopefully by the end of this year I will have managed to see some pan on this. So the next product that I want to give you guys an update on is my Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. So I got one of these little spatula things that you can use to scrape product out of the inside of bottles when you're finishing them up to get like every last drop. And the thing with this primer previously is it looked like I was much closer to the bottom, but a lot of product was stuck up here at the top of the bottle. So once I scraped it down, now it's basically half full again, like magic, which, you know, it's nice to get more bang for your buck, but in terms of a project pan, it's very frustrating to feel like you've just gone backwards. So I definitely still have more product left in this than I thought, and I do really like this primer. I honestly have been using so many other things. I haven't been reaching for this as much as I would like. I've been trying out the Ren Perfect Canvas Finishing Serum, which I do really enjoy. The Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, I've also been testing that out a little bit, so I feel like I haven't reached for this nearly as much in the last couple of months as I had been at the beginning of the year. So I kind of need to get back to this if I want to try to finish it. And ultimately the reason I want to try to finish this is that it has sunscreen in it, and I believe the sunscreen expires in October of 2018. So I really want to try to use this up in the next couple of months before the sunscreen is not effective anymore. Now, on a slightly more encouraging note, this Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation looks like it is finally getting towards the bottom. I do really enjoy this formula. The shade here, Creamy Vanilla, is a little light for me, so I mix it with another shade. The other shade that I bought is much newer, so I'm not trying to pan that one. I don't think that's realistic for me to finish up because I mostly just use it to color correct. But I did really want to finish up this bottle because it's something I've had for a while, and it looks like I'm down to about here on the bottle, so not too much left. I feel like I'm making good progress with this. I do tend to like to wear this more in the fall and winter because it's a more hydrating, thick foundation. In the summer, like right now, it's so hot, my skin gets very oily and sweaty, so this is a little bit too much for me for everyday wear at this time of year. But I'm sure that come like September, October, I will be reaching for this on the regular again. I did have one other Milani product in my project pan, and that is the Make It Last setting spray. This I also have made some progress on. I am getting down to the bottom of the bottle. I don't necessarily use setting spray every single day, although I should probably make it more of a habit because I have so many to try to get through. But I do feel like this one works pretty well for kind of melding in your makeup and helping to lock it in and helping it to wear a little bit better throughout the day. So I would consider repurchasing this in the future once I finish it. However, I have like a million other bottles of setting spray, so I'm not really in need of restocking anytime soon. But this is something that doesn't pain me to try to finish, is I guess the point, because I do like this product and I will continue to use it. So feeling pretty good about this, feeling confident that I should be able to finish this by the end of the year. Another one that I'm getting pretty close on is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream. Longest name ever. I love this product. I've been through so many tubes of this. As you can see, I have finished a pretty significant chunk of this. There's honestly maybe like 5 uses left, I would guess, in here or so. It kind of gets deceiving at the end when it gets really skinny like this. It's hard to tell how much more product you can pump out of the tube. Usually it lasts a little bit longer than you expect, so I have a feeling I still have a few solid uses left with this, but this is something I definitely will be finishing within the next month or so. I do like to wear this a lot in the summer because of the sunscreen factor. It's a really nice everyday product if you want to give your skin that protection and you're maybe doing like a more natural makeup look. It's very glowy, very hydrated looking, but it still provides a ton of coverage for a CC cream, which is why I love it. So this, I have a feeling, is basically on its way out. Then I did have one other IT Cosmetics product actually that I am looking to pan, and that is the IT Cosmetics Anti-Aging Armour. So this is basically like a tinted sunscreen serum. So this is something I almost use as a primer underneath foundations that don't have any SPF in them. It has a little bit of a tint to it. It's also really nice for wearing on days where I'm not going to wear foundation at all. Sometimes I'll just put this on with concealer and throw on some like other cream products, and it looks really nice on the skin. I do like this a lot, but I feel like it feels still pretty heavy. I know I've been using it a fair amount, but it's hard to tell. This bottle is opaque, so I have no idea how much product is left in here, but it doesn't feel particularly light. Like, it doesn't feel like it's close to being empty. I would guess that I am still 2/3 of the way full in this bottle, because a little goes a long way with this product. So hopefully this summer, with, you know, being outside a lot, this is something I will be reaching for more often and will get some use out of. So these next two products are giving me the most grief lately, and I love them both, but they feel like they will go on literally forever. I've been using them and using them and using them, and I feel like I will never hit pan. I don't know what is up. The first one is my beloved Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is amazing. I love this bronzer. It's so beautiful. It's what I'm wearing on my skin today. It's very natural, buildable. If you have more of a tan, it's going to show up much more subtly, so you kind of have to pack it on. It's really nice for fair complexions because it is a little bit subtler and more soft. But as you can see, like, I've started to make a dent in this. This had like a wavy pattern on it, and that pattern is starting to wear away, but I still feel like I am nowhere near hitting pan on this. And I can't even tell you how many times I've used this and worn this bronzer. I mean, so many times. It's one of my favorites. So I honestly don't understand how there's still this much product left in here, but I'm working on it. So this has me afraid that I won't be able to hit pan on it by the end of the year because it feels like it's the never-ending bronzer. And if there's something even more frustrating than the butter bronzer, it is this Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This packaging is ancient. This thing is so old, and I have had it forever. I've used it so much, and I still haven't hit pan on it. There is definitely a nice dent in the center. You can see that I've used it a fair amount, but I have no idea how close I am again to hitting pan. It feels like it is a bit far off, so that is concerning to me. Basically, I've been using this and the butter bronzer almost exclusively as my bronzer this entire year. I've tried out a few other things here and there. Also one other product which is in this project pan, which we'll get to in a moment. I'm flabbergasted at how much product is in here and how long this is taking me to use up. Speaking of Too Faced, I do have another Too Faced product in my project pan, and that is the Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. Now, I actually just got sent the PR package of all of the new multi-use sculpting concealers, which totally took me by surprise. Was not expecting that at all. Completely blew my mind, and it was an incredible, very generous package. So I actually will have a review of that product going up on my blog probably within this week. So if that is live, I will link it for you guys in the description box of this video if you would like to read it. But basically, this is the like older version of that concealer, or this was the original, I would say. They are very different. This is a much more buildable, hydrating, slightly more natural looking concealer. The new one is much more full coverage. I like this concealer, but it's not my favorite. I've been, you know, die hard for Tarte Shape Tape. That's kind of been at the top of my concealer list for the last like 2 years. The new Too Faced one might be giving it a run for its money. To be honest, that formula is really, really nice. But this is something I kind of have to make myself use more. It's not something I would naturally gravitate towards. It's in the shade Light, which is a little bit fair for me. It's definitely a highlighting shade, and it works better for me in the winter than it does in the summer. So I'm struggling a little bit with this at this time of year to try to get myself to use it because it just looks a hair too light on my skin. But it's nice. Again, if you're looking for kind of a brightened, hydrated under eye, I feel like this would work pretty well for you. I have very oily skin, so that's not usually a problem of mine. So again, something that I think I should be able to finish this. It's hard to tell, again, how much I've used because the product clings to the sides. I have no idea how much is in here. I feel like as I've been using it, it is drying out a little bit. Like, I definitely noticed there's less product left than there used to be, so I have high hopes that I'm getting to the bottom of this. Oh, and actually, there is one other Too Faced product that I am trying to pan. That is the Too Faced Glitter Glue, and Lord knows this will be very difficult to pan because you need the teeny tiniest amount of this product if you're doing your makeup. Basically, you just take a little dollop of this and dot it on top of your eyeshadow before you adhere a glitter or a glittery pigment to your eyes, and it makes it so much more vibrant, so much more intense, and it really will lock all that sparkle onto your eyes so you don't end up with fallout all over your face. It's great. It's definitely my favorite glitter primer. I adore it. It works really, really well. I just don't know for the life of me how I will ever finish this. I'm gonna keep trying, but I don't wear glitter every single day. So this is one of those products that I only reach for on occasion. I honestly would probably be fine with just having a mini size of this. Like, if I went to repurchase it, I almost wish I could repurchase in a travel instead of buying the full size tube, because I honestly don't feel like I need this much glitter primer. Speaking of primers, I am also trying to use up this NYX HD Eyeshadow Base. This is one of my favorite eye primers. Works really well at making your eyeshadows last longer, look brighter. It's in a very convenient doe foot applicator. So this is something, again, it's kind of hard to tell how much I've used up because it is a black opaque package. I do feel as I've been using it, there is definitely a lot less product in here. I feel like I have to dip back in more to really get it on my eyes. So I have a feeling that this is getting towards the end, but there still is something in there. I'm still using it. So I do feel pretty confident that this is something I will be able to finish, but it is not finished yet. So this is the other bronzer that I was talking about earlier that I have been wearing and trying to use up, but it's a cream bronzer. This is just a travel size version of the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer Stick in the shade Baked. So this is how much I have left of this product. We are basically right at the end. I feel like I'm in the home stretch with this. I'm almost done, but again, a little goes a long way with this product, which is why it has lasted me so long considering how much I've worn this. This is something I reach for all the time on minimal makeup days. It just melts right into the skin. It looks really, really nice basically on naked skin or over like a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer or something like that. It's just a really great, very easy to blend out with your fingers kind of product. I honestly have no idea how someone would ever finish the full size of this because the full size is massive. This little travel size by itself has lasted me an eon. So I honestly feel intimidated by the idea of buying the full size. Then I've got two different powders that I wanted to pan. One is more of like a travel product. The other one is just a standard full size product. The travel one doesn't even have a label on it anymore because it's just completely rubbed off as how much I've used this. This is the Pixi Quick Fix powder. This stuff is amazing for just like quickly mattifying your skin. It's something I throw in my purse. It has a little mirror on top, which is really convenient. So I am basically almost done with this. There is still a little bit of powder left in this jar, but I'm getting basically to the bottom. I am, again, pretty confident I should be able to finish this up within the next couple of months because there's really not a lot of product left in here, but a little does go a long way. You know, you just need to dab this onto any oily spots of your skin and it really just makes your face nice and matte without making it look cakey or crackly or dry or weird or anything. And then I have a full size of the Cover FX Perfect Setting powder. I got this last year during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, and honestly, I feel like I'm about halfway through this. There's definitely still a fair amount of powder left in here. I do use this fairly often, maybe not every single day, but a couple of times a week, and it's lasted me very, very well. I really like that this has a stopper in the top. It keeps it from every time you take the lid off the jar, product flying everywhere and you losing a bunch of product because it's kind of just contained within the packaging, so that's really nice. But yeah, this is a really great overall finishing powder just to like set down your makeup. It's not too mattifying, it's not too heavy, it makes your skin look pretty airbrushed. I enjoy it. But yeah, so I don't know, I hope I'll be able to finish this, but I'm a little dubious just because of how much is still in here considering how much I've used it, but I'm gonna keep trying. It's something I do use on the regular. And then these last two products are, I'm gonna call my like trouble products because I'm not sure whether or not I want to commit to still trying to pan these or if I want to try to replace them with something else. The first is the Fiona Stiles Matte Finish Foundation Concentrate. I wanted to try to finish this up. This is a retired product. I don't believe you can get it anymore. And I do really like this foundation. It was nice and mattifying, so I kind of wanted to just use it up instead of it going to waste. But I just haven't found myself wanting to reach for it. I like my Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Foundation so much better, and that one is very similar to this one that I've always been reaching for the Laura Mercier over this one. So I kind of feel like, is it really reasonable to expect me to force myself to use a foundation that I don't like as much as what I already have, and then that is just sitting and going to waste? So I may switch this out for the Laura Mercier one, to be honest, because that one looks like it's already halfway empty. So this is something I may drop out or switch out of the project pan just to be more realistic with myself. And then the other thing that I really haven't been reaching for that I kind of feel iffy about is the Seraphine Botanicals Guava Butter. I do really like this product. It's really creamy, it smells nice, but it is getting kind of old and I don't reach for it as much as I reach for my Pixi Multi Balm. That one, if I'm looking for a cream blush, I reach for all the time. but that one is newer and I definitely have a lot of product. I don't know if it's reasonable for me to try to pan that whole multi-balm this year. I certainly could probably make a nice dent in it, but I don't think I will finish this. I can look and see if there's another blush or similar product in my collection to replace this with, but yeah, I feel like this is the one of those products that I just don't reach for, and I don't really want to make myself have to reach for it for the next 6 months. So that is it for my 6-month Project Pan 2018 update. Fingers crossed by the end of this year I will have actually been able to pan most of these products. I will certainly try to give you guys another like mini check-in in 3 months, probably in an empties video as opposed to a dedicated video the same way I did it last time, but I'm hopeful that I will actually have more of these products in the empties bin and finished by that point. If you guys enjoy project panning and liked this update, please give this video a thumbs up. I always really appreciate your support. And if you're not subscribed to my channel and you want to see more of my videos, I hope you will click that button before you go. I upload theoretically every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will have a video going up this week on Thursday actually, which is an atypical day for me. I'm going to be doing a collab video with a couple of other influencers, which I'm really excited about. So we've decided to have that go up on July 5th, which is a Thursday. So be on the lookout for that video. I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.